Hey everyone, my name is Jessica Montgomery of LuLaRoe Jessica Montgomery, and I just wanted to bring you my topic Tuesday, which is going to be selling LuLaRoe on Periscope. If you have any questions about the content in this video, feel free to email me, reach out to me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, any social media. You can feel free to find me. My Periscope information is also below. I am very present on Periscope. It's a great way to get interaction with me and kind of see what I'm doing and what works for me, and basically see all of these tips here in this video applied in a live sale. First, I do want to just give out a little disclaimer. This is simply my views on selling on Periscope and what has worked for me. I know everyone does things differently, and I am in no way telling you to change what you do if it works for you. That is amazing. But this is just what works for me and what I noticed my followers and my shoppers and my amazing customers love to see, and kind of what they like and dislike. So if you're already doing something that works for you, maybe you can pull some tips from this information, but by all means, don't change everything you're doing to what I'm doing. It's just what works for me. If you see me glancing down, I'm just checking my notes. I do have 5 main topics that I'm going to cover. The first one is ground rules. The second one is to number or not to number the items you're selling. The next one is lighting and background, and then we'll talk about organization. And last but not least, we will talk about dealing with trolls and being yourself. So let's start with the first section, which is ground rules. What do I mean by ground rules? I just simply mean letting your customers know and all of your followers know what to expect for the sale. You want to let them know how to claim items, how to check out, and all of that good stuff. So really important, I think it's nice to have a sign that has your name on it, how to check out, and where to go to check out. And if you have any time frame requirements, you can always include that on your sign, such as fill out the Google form ASAP, pay your invoice within 24 hours. But most importantly, you want to hold up a sign so that they can take a screenshot so they know how to find you. The reality with Periscope is that most people don't stay in for an entire scope. Maybe they buy 1 pair of leggings and they're done, so they leave. Well, if they don't go fill out your Google form right away, they may 2 hours later say, oh yeah, I got to fill out that Google form, and they forgot who they purchased from. So always hold up that sign and let people know. Take a screenshot so you know where to claim your items, and you'll always see lots of cameras going off and people taking that screenshot so that they can find you at a later time. I do recommend putting your Google checkout form both in your Periscope bio and in your Facebook group. You don't want to force people to join your Facebook group if they don't want to be there. So I think it's really important to let them know. You can find it in my Periscope bio, or you can find it in my Facebook group. And then you want to let people know how to claim items. How are you going to have your customers claim items during a sale? When you show a pair of leggings, are you just going to take the first comment sold? Do you want them to put first name, last initial, and are you numbering your items? Whatever the case may be, however you want them to claim those items, make sure you make that clear at the beginning of your scope. This is something you will need to touch on throughout the scope, as new people will be jumping in at different times, but I think it's really important to let them know in the beginning, and then as you go along, keep people informed on that. And also you'll find that your customers and followers that are there in the beginning will help answer those questions for you. Let everyone know what type of sale you're having. Is this a shop the box? Are you taking requests? Are you specifically just doing one style and all the sizes? For instance, I'm showing all of my classics today from extra, extra small to 3XL. Make sure you let the customers know what type of sale you're having. Make it clear that you will be answering questions during the sale or not. If you're doing a shop the box, you can't answer whether you have Castle leggings or Fox leggings, because you're literally doing a shop the box and you haven't seen everything in there yourself. So let people know, I can't answer specific questions during this sale because I don't know what's in the box. You don't want to ignore people, because that's going to turn them off and they're going to think that, you're being rude. So just let them know, I'm really sorry, I don't know what's in the box, so I can't answer your questions. Or let them know you will do your best to answer questions as you go along. And if you miss their question, to please retype it in, as sometimes you will miss things or Periscope will eat up comments. Clarify that if the first person you see, it's the first person you see on your end. So you may have 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 people claim one particular item, especially when you're dealing with a unicorn item. So make sure you're clear that it's going to be the first person you see on your end. Let your customers know whether or not you watch the replay. For me personally, I never go back and watch a replay for a claimed item. I always do what I see in the live broadcast. So what I see, and the first person to correctly claim the way I want them to is going to receive the item. I do not go back and watch the replay. It's very time consuming and it could be different than what you see live. So I always go by what I see live. But again, if you want to watch replay and that's something you want to do, then you definitely want to make that clear at the beginning so your customers know what to expect. And then we're going to move on to the second section, which is to number or not to number your items. It really depends on the shopping experience that you want to offer. Do you want it to be a fast fingers race where people are simply just commenting sold as soon as you hold up an item? Or do you want to give a more detailed description of the item? Let them know if it's black or navy blue. Let them know if it's dogs or horses, whatever the case may be. You want to make sure that you clarify what type of sale you're having. For me personally, during most of my sales, I do number my items. Shop the Box will usually bring in heavy traffic to your Periscope. So I definitely recommend when you're doing a Shop the Box, especially since you don't know what's in there and whether or not there's unicorn items, I definitely recommend numbering those items. If you're doing a special request sale, say you just jump on and you say, hey, is there any particular style or size you want to see? And have them just let you know, I want to see medium Irmas. During that, you may not need to number everything. You can simply go through the items and then you can just let them know, say sold, comment first name, last initial and sold, however you want them to claim. But that necessarily you don't need to number every item. If you choose to number every item still, that's perfectly fine. I would say if any sale has 25 or more people in it though, that's when you really want to start numbering items because you are going to have multiple people trying to claim one particular item. And then, like I said, I like to number because I really like to show the items prior to allowing people to claim the item. I really want the customer to see what they're purchasing and look and decide if they really want that item. So I show the item, describe the item, and then I hold and say a number at the same time so that they can claim that item. And then do not do numbers in sequential order. I see this happen quite often, and your Periscope sale becomes very predictable. And there's two things that this does. People will start claiming before you hold up the number, because if you just sold something or held up an item that was number 5 and you're now going to hold up something and you're going to number it number 6 and it might be a hot item, people are going to claim it with number 6 before you even hold up the number. So it kind of makes the sale not fair. So I definitely recommend mixing up your numbers. I have personally 450 numbers for Periscope, 1 through 450. They're all in a mixed up order. I never do anything sequential. Another thing with sequential numbers is you can attract trolls who claim your items and are not not really going to purchase the items. So I will talk about the trolls a little bit later, but that's another reason I recommend doing your numbers out of order. And then make sure to, after somebody claims something and purchases it, offer a screenshot. Hold up the item with the number and let them take a screenshot. That way they have the screenshot of the item they purchased. And remember, earlier you had them take a screenshot of how to find your checkout form. So now they have the checkout form, they have a picture in their screenshots, and then they have a picture in their screenshots of the item they purchased and the number. And on your Google form, make sure they include that number. It's an easy way for you to track everything and keep everything in order. Let's move on to the next topic, which is lighting and background. Always make sure you have a clean background, clear of clutter, trash. You don't want LuLaRoe laying on the floor. You want to be professional and show how you treat your business. And if you treat it seriously, then you should have a nice, clean, clear background. You don't want to have clutter and things that are going to be distracting to shoppers. I tend to use my leggings display behind me or another rack of clothes. Sometimes I use a backdrop, but if you have a lot of space behind you and there's things going on, it could be really distracting, and it can also mess up the coloring of the clothes because the lighting doesn't reflect properly. I also recommend using a lighting kit. Don't use your overhead lighting. If you have a fan on, that can be super distracting. The that soft like yellow type lighting really distorts the actual true color of the clothes. Photo lighting kits are about $50 on Amazon, so I definitely recommend grabbing yourself a lighting kit. Right now I just have 2 lights up that have the umbrellas on them, and it works perfectly. And it's about $50 if I didn't mention that yet. And then always test your lighting and your setup before you go live. Have your recording device on a tripod, have it all set up, test it out before you actually turn your scope on, so that you're not doing it during the scope and tilting and tweaking and twisting your camera, which is giving your viewers kind of a bumpy ride as soon as they jump in. It can be very distracting, and people may leave as soon as they come in because it feels very cluttered and disorganized to them. And then make sure you have a tripod. Do not use a one-handed, hold your phone or your recording device and sell. You want to have both of your hands free. So make sure you use a tripod. Also, don't have somebody hold the phone for you or your recording device while you're periscoping, because they're going to move, and that is very distracting and can actually cause people to feel kind of sick, like car sickness. So make sure you're not having somebody hold it. Get yourself a tripod. You can get really great ones on Amazon for $50 or less as well. Some are as low as like $20. Now let's talk about organization and being organized during your Periscope. Have all the items that you're going to be selling within an arm's reach, and also have anything else you need in an arm's reach for your sale. Do you need numbers? Do you use buckets to keep your orders organized? Do you hang them back up on a rack? However you're going to do your sale and run your sale, make sure you have everything right there in a reach. You don't want to keep walking away out of camera's view and leaving your customers, which then means you can't read the comments, and it causes for a lot of disruption during a broadcast. So anything like your pen and paper to write things down, your numbers, your computer if you need your computer. I personally use my computer to play music and approve people into my Facebook group as I'm periscoping. Any chargers that you need for your recording device, your laptop, your music, however you're going to play music if you choose to play music in the background, and any other organization bins or items that you need for your claimed and your unclaimed items. Also with Shop the Boxes, they are going to be a little bit unorganized, because one minute you're going to be showing a small Randy, then tall and curvy leggings, then a medium Irma, and so on. So that can already feel a little bit disorganized. So really during your Shop the Boxes, make sure you have everything ready to go, as your selling stuff is going to be a little disorganized just naturally, and customers enjoy that. So make sure you have everything else in place for those Shop the Boxes. And the last thing, you guys, is we're going to talk about trolls and then being yourself on Periscope. Trolls are a guarantee on Periscope. It is just something that happens. I highly recommend you ignore them, you block them, and you move forward. If you're like me, sometimes I like to have a little bit of fun with it. I make a joke about something they say, and then I block them, and it keeps the followers a little bit entertained. Don't let it get to you personally. These are people who, don't have anything better to do with their time and are just trying to be disruptive and, and mess you up. So just learn to ignore them. Don't take anything they say personally. A lot of times it could just be kids messing around or people that, possibly need help in their own life. So just block them, move on, and go on to your selling. And of course, you guys, most importantly is to be yourself. Don't be nervous. Control the sale. Do what you want and what works best for you and your business. After all, you guys, it is your sale, and you get to control the pace of that sale based on how you react to comments, trolls, anything. You have control of it. So don't let the customers, control the scope for you. You do what works best for you. And like I said, if you lay that out in your ground rules in the beginning, your customers and followers will go along with the way you choose to run your sale. Ultimately, every consultant is going to do things a little bit differently, and your followers will get used to what you do, and they will enjoy what you do, or they'll give you suggestions if they think things should be done a little bit differently. And at that point, you can decide if you want to change things for yourself or not. So that is all the information I have for you guys for selling on Periscope. I hope that you enjoy this information and find it helpful, and maybe you can pull a tip or two away and maximize your sales on Periscope. I personally love Periscope. It is where I do a large majority of my selling, and it has been super successful for me. I would love if you guys come and follow me on Periscope. You're going to find my Periscope handle below. You'll also find all of my social media channels. So come find me there on Periscope, follow me, and I look so forward to seeing you guys. Also come back weekly here at my YouTube channel for new videos, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.